Member for Halifax Needham.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and it's my pleasure to make a few comments on Bill 58. As my colleague from Sackville Beaverbank just commented, this bill is sort of setting a floor for municipal planning. And it's important that we have that sort of minimum standard. However, I guess I just really want to encourage the province to enter into its relationship with municipal units with a real spirit of partnership and humility, which frankly is sometimes missing in the way that the province interacts with municipalities. Municipalities are closest to residents, and they are often paying the price for provincial decisions where the province has not consulted with them, and in some cases, the province is not actually looking at what the planning documents are on the ground when they are deciding where to place provincial assets. I think, for example, and I've raised it before, and I'll raise it again and again, the Bayers Lake location for an outpatient clinic. When we know that the traffic jams out there are beyond ridiculous for, all of November and December because it was built as an industrial park. There is not going to be adequate, fast, reliable transit service, either for people who go to work there every day or for patients who have to get there. And I recognize that there are people coming in from out of the city who don't want to negotiate downtown traffic. Well, as has been mentioned here in this chamber, we have the Cobequid Centre that was built to be built upon.
Order. I ask that you keep the chatter down a bit. It's becoming hard to hear the member. The member for Halifax Needham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have the Cobequid Centre where there is, there's both space available and there's a building available which can be added onto. Or as city staff, when they were consulted, suggested there's the area around the Lacewood Terminal. There are some good planning decisions that could have been made that would have required actually the sort of partnership where sometimes we let municipalities lead and sometimes the province leads. I think this is a case of a bill where the province is leading, but frankly, Halifax on this file is the one which the province should be leading the dance, and the province should be learning how to follow sometimes. And I think that's where, frankly, the relationship gets damaged because there has been a poor track record. And so as we heard from Halifax Regional Municipality speakers at Law Amendments, there's concern. There's concern that there's so much ministerial discretion, and there's no guarantee that the municipality, that Halifax in this case, will be consulted on the regulations. I guess my bottom line is that we will support this bill, but I want to express our fervent desire that the province work with municipalities consistently to achieve the best outcomes for residents who are citizens, who are taxpayers. And increasingly, it was interesting to hear the minister responsible for municipal affairs talk about growth that's possibly happening in West Hants because of highway construction and highway twinning. Well, we have a lot of highway infrastructure in this province. That doesn't always lead to more vibrant communities. If you have communities where all of your business is done, be it at the IKEA outside of Halifax on your way back to town, or at some other highway exit, that doesn't result in great walkable, sustainable communities with the sort of real economic and social vibrancy that we, I think, are increasingly looking for in the places where we live. And sometimes the province is the worst culprit in this. I think of the case of a school that was placed in a location in Amherst where virtually nobody can walk to it. I think about some of the debates that we hear in this chamber where MLAs are, having to beg TIR to complete sidewalks because, the sidewalk ends at the municipal limit, and then the provincial office is further down the same road, but because it's considered at that point a provincial road, the TIR doesn't see any need to do sidewalks. Residents are residents of this province, and when their communities include provincial assets, we need the province to also follow the examples of good land use planning where it's on the books. So while I believe that this bill is a step in the right direction, it is only that. And I'd also make the point that the clock keeps ticking as this government drags its feet on more meaningful changes for municipalities, from proper funding to a whole new framework through municipal modernization and charters. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.